Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next game in the Sparky Bowl. Could be the last game as the Reds are ahead 3-1. Reds can clinch it on the road in Detroit. We have a matchup of Don Gullett against Dan Petry in this one. Game number 5 at Detroit Tiger Stadium. Reds have the exact same lineup they've used the whole series. Tigers are going to their platoon lineup against the left-handed starter. So that means we have Herndon in left, Garbe as the DH, and Castillo at third. Evans will move from third to first. Everybody else is pretty much the same. But you won't see Johnny Grubb, you won't see Rupert Jones, and you won't see Dave Bergman. Those are all left-handed hitters that are on the bench. All right, so let's see if the Reds can finish it off or if the Tigers can send this thing back to Riverfront Stadium and force a game number 6. Anything is possible. You never know what's going to happen with inside pitch. You get all sorts of different things that can come up. So it's like Forrest Gump said with a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get with inside pitch. So we're just going to try it out and see what happens. Petry, delivery, 6-2. It's a possible error chance. Go to Pete Rose and see who the error check might be on. 6-4. It's a double to center field. That's a 1. So Chet Lemon will also make an error on that. He is a 1, but we got a 1. So what are you going to do? You can't help that. It's a double plus an error on Lemon, and that's going to put Rose to third base. Double plus the E8. And just like that, Pete Rose is on third base, and the Tigers are not off to a good start. Hello, Casmo. Good to see you. That'll bring up Ken Griffey, the infield. They're going to play in. They got their backs are against the wall. They got to do something. So they're playing the infield in. They're going to do everything possible to try to choke that runoff. 3-5, and that is a strikeout chance. 9. He's an 8, but the +3 makes it a 11, so the strikeout is good. So 1 away, and now the infield definitely will remain in. Hello, Brian B. The infield will definitely remain in against Joe Morgan. Rose, that's a 1, but Rose is not going to steal home. Petry, 3-6, and that is against a left-hander. That's a blank. Would have been a single against a right-hander, but blank and Morgan's got to earn it. 2-2, ground ball to short. The infield is in, so Rose drops to a 1. Means he scores on a 1 or a 6. So with those odds, they're going to hold the runner. Rose will hold. It's going to be up to Tony Perez to bring him home. Nothing on the strategy. Petry to Perez. 3-1. That's a walk chance. 12. He walks at a 9. Stadium only adds 1, so there will be no walk, but Perez will swing it. That's a 1-4. He's going to ground it to short, and how about that? Petry pitches out of the mess. A double by Rose to lead the game off, and Lemon tacked on an error added to it to put him at third base with nobody out. He strikes out Griffey and gets Morgan and Perez to ground to short, and somehow Petry does a Houdini act and gets out of it. So we go to the bottom of the first. Reds nothing. Tigers coming to bat, so maybe the Tigers have some hope. It'll be Whitaker, Trammell, and Gibson against Don Gullett. Hello, Chuck. Good to see you. Good to see all you true baseball fans here for this one. Potentially the last game of the series. If the Reds win, it's over. 3-2 is a wild pitch. That's a blank. We go to Lou Whitaker for the blank. 5-2 is a ground ball right back to Gullett, and that's an easy play, 1 away. That'll bring up Trammell. 5-1, that's a blank to the right-hander. So we go to Trammell. 2-3, and that's a ground ball right back to Gullett again. So 2 ground balls back to Gullett, and the Tigers not exactly squaring the ball up here. 2-3 is a blank on Gullett. We go to Gibson. 4-4 for Gibson. That's a single past Joe Morgan at second base. So a 2-out single for Gibson. See if he can get the lead. He needs a 1-4. He does. He will get the lead. Question is, will he go? He's a 15. -2 is a 13. -1 from bench is a 12. You know, with 2 outs, I think a 60% chance is worth the risk to try to get him in scoring position. So he's going to go 1 to 12. He's in there. And he's in there. It's a possible throwing error on bench. Bench's error rating, though, is only a 2. And there will be no throwing error, but it will be a stolen base for Gibson. He is at second base with 2 outs. He's in scoring position for Lance Parrish. He's not going to try to steal third. So Gullett to Parrish. 1-1 range play. Go to Parrish. 2-3. It's a ground ball back to Gullett again, third time. He's a 3, but if he doesn't get this, it's going to get through for a base hit and a run will score. He does take it, though, however. So all 3 putouts went 1 to 3. I know I've never had that before in any game. I never had 3 groundouts to the pitcher before in 1 inning. That's a little bit odd, but hey, it happens. Yeah, it was a good one, Marlon. Certainly was. No question about it. All right, so top of the second, no score. Thing about this one, though, is that Tigers are on the brink of elimination. That's what makes this game a little more exciting, I think, because if they lose, they're done. So 3-5 for Petry is a strikeout chance, too. He got him. Dreesen out on strikes. That's strikeout number 2 for Petry. Remember, game 4, Tigers took a 2-0 lead in the first inning. Looks like they were going to win it, and then all heck broke loose about the middle innings. The Reds just went off and scored a bunch of runs. 5-1, another strikeout chance. That's a 19. He's not striking out with that. Foster 1-4, single past third base, so he gets it past Castillo, and Foster's aboard. His attempt is a 2. Does not get the lead. He'll bring up Johnny Bench. Petry to bench, 2-1. Wild pitch chance, 7. That will be a wild pitch. And that will send Foster to second base. He's in scoring position, takes a double play out of the equation as well. So no double play chances unless it's a line-out double play. And here's Petry to bench. 4-4. Walk plus to a lefty, but blank to a righty. So we go to bench. 4-3. It's a ground ball to third. That'll retire Bench. The only way Foster makes it to third base is on a 6. He does not. He will hold. So 2 down, and Cesar Geronimo, the batter. Foster on second, staying put. 6-2, possible error. We go to Geronimo and see who the error might be on. That is a 1-3. It's a single to first base, so it's no longer an error chance. It's a speed chance. He's a 3. 1 to 3, he beats this out. Foster will go to third. 4 or higher, he's out. Inning's over. It's a 4. He's out of there, so it's going to be a ground out. And Evans beat him to the bag. So nothing doing for the Reds in the second. We go to the bottom of the second. No score. Gullett facing the right-handers in the platoon order for the Tigers. Herndon, Garbe, and Lemon. 3-2 is a wild pitch. That's a blank. We go to Lemon. Herndon's card. 2-6. That's a double to center field. So there you go. A double by Herndon. He's at second base. Nobody out for Barbaro Garbe. No strategy roll needed because Herndon cannot steal, and there's no chance for balk or pass ball, so there's no reason to roll a strategy roll. Go straight to Garbe. 6-2 is a blank. Garbe. 3-2, ground ball to short. Herndon runs at a 2, so on a 1 or a 2, he'll advance. He does, so he will take third base, and that's big. So he goes to third, and now the Reds will have to bring the infield in with 1 out for Chet Lemon. Six-1. That's a hit by pitch, 14-2. too high. Go to Lemon. 2-2, fly ball to right field, possible sacrifice fly. His sacrifice fly rating is a 1. It is a 1. It will be a sacrifice fly for Chet Lemon. So they manufactured one there, a double, a ground out, moves the runner to third, and the sacrifice fly brings him home. Tigers lead at 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. I'll bring up Darrell Evans. 3-3 strikeout chance, but 18's too much. Evans, 6-3. Against a lefty, he's going to double to left field. So it's a 2-out double for Darrell Evans. Now that would have scored the running without the sacrifice fly. Evans is at second with 2 down for Marty Castillo, the third baseman. 4-2 for Gullett. Strikeout chance 5, and he got him. First strikeout for Gullett, but the Tigers take the lead as they manufacture a run here in the bottom of the second. We go to the third, still 1-0. Or now 1-0 Tigers, I should say. Not still, it just became 1-0. So number 9 man the order, Dave Concepcion, will be batting. 1-6, that is a blank. Concepcion, 4-1, that is a ground ball to short. 1 away for Pete Rose. 6-6, that's a blank. Pete Rose. 3-4, and that is a single right past Petry. So Rose 2 for 2, single and a double. He has an attempt of 1. Nothing happening there. Here's Griffey. 2-2, strikeout chance, and he got him. So he struck out Griffey both times. 2 down for Little Joe. Nothing happening on strategy. Petry, 2-5, pitcher result, 1-9 is an automatic out. That is a 19. It's a blank. We go to Morgan. 2-6, power result to center field. It only goes to 8, but that's a 5. That'll be a triple for Joe Morgan, an RBI triple, Joe Morgan. And scoring is Rose to tie the ball game at a run apiece. Look at it again, 2-6. 2-6 against the right-hander is the power result to center field. Against, I'm sorry, it should be right-handers. Now I looked at the left-hander. It should be right-hander. 5 is actually a single. My bad. Let me fix that. I was thinking he was facing Gullett. Got confused there. Let me fix that. Let's reboot this. I don't want to give anybody anything they didn't deserve. So Rose single there. This on a 5 is actually a single to center field by Morgan. Let's see what Rose can do. He runs into 3. 2 outs makes him a 4. And the arm of Lemon is a 0. To go from center field, from first to third on a single to center, you lose 1, so that drops him back down to a 3. So 1-3, he makes third base. He does not. He might be out. On a 0 arm, a 1-3, we go to the second chart. 4-6, he holds. 3, we go to the secondary chart. We get a 1, so that means the lead runner advances, but the ball is cut off, and the trailing runner is thrown out. So that's going to end the inning. So even though Rose made it to third, they cut the throw and end up getting Morgan out at second base. So it's going to end up going 8-5-4 to end the inning, and no run will score. So a big base running blunder there by Morgan as he gets thrown out on trying to advance to second on the throw to third. So we go to the bottom of the third. Still 1-0 Tigers. And we will have top of the order, Lou Whitaker. So I'm glad I caught that mistake because I had accidentally read it off the versus left-handed pitching instead of versus right-handed pitching. So I was upset I made the mistake, but Here is Gullett, 4-3, and that is a possible error on a throw. 2-5, that's a star 5. Ground ball to third. That's a 5. Rose's error is a 6, so it will be a throwing error on Pete Rose. That's going to be an E5. The receiver is Perez. His range is only a 2. But he is able to block it, so it won't be a 2-base error. Just a 1-base error on Rose as he kind of threw that one in the dirt, allowing Whitaker to reach. But Perez prevented further damage. No attempt from Whitaker. He can't go anywhere, so no strategy roll needed. Gullett, 3-4, possible error on a ground ball. 4-5, and that is a star 3. Fly ball to right, so no error there. 1 down, and here's Gibson. 6-5, pitcher result, 1-19 against the lefties, a single. How about that? Gibson will get the base hit. S1 to get from first to third. On an S1, you need a 4 or better. Whitaker's only a 3, so he has to stop at second base. So first and second with 1 out, and here come the Tigers trying to add to the lead. Against this Reds team, no lead is safe, so you better get as many runs as you can get. 3-3, strikeout 12, got him. Strikeout for Gullett, number 2. So 2 down, and it's up to Larry Herndon. He doubled and scored his first time up. That's a 1-6. That's an automatic out against a right-hander. And the automatic out is a ground ball to Morgan to end the inning. So Tigers threaten but do not score. We go to the 4th inning. Score remains Tigers 1, Reds nothing. And again, do or die for the Tigers. Reds know that at worst case scenario that they get to go home for 2 games. If there is a game 6, it would be Fred Norman for the Reds against Milt Wilcox for the Tigers. That would be in Cincinnati. Petry, 4-2, strikeout chance 6, got him. Perez is out on strikes. And for Petry, that is strikeout number 4. Here's Dan Dreesen. 2-3, blank. Dreesen, 6-3, liner to second, snagged by Whitaker, 2 down. And for all the talk of Jack Morris, I believe Dan Petry was actually the ace of the staff. Got a 3.24 ERA with 18 wins. So to me, very underrated pitcher in 84. All the attention went to Morris, but to me, Petry, probably the more solid pitcher that year. 4-5 is a walk chance, 14, too high. Go to Foster. 4-5 again. That's a double to left field for Foster. He's 2 for 2. Single and a double. Strategy roll, but nothing's happening. And here's Johnny Bench. 6-1, possible error on a throw. That's a 4-6. That's a liner to third. No throw needed. That's the 3rd out, so they're not trying to double anybody off. Then that's going to do it. So we go to the bottom of the 4th, still 1-0 favor of the Tigers. Gullett back out will face Garbe, Lemon, and Darrell Evans. 1-6. That's a automatic out against a right-hander with the double star line, and that's going to be a ground ball to Morgan. That's exactly how they ended the 3rd inning, was that exact same 1-6 result. So here's Lemon. 3-5. That is a walk chance. 2 will walk him. So Lemon's aboard. See if he can get a lead. Well, he can't get a lead because he's a 1. That's a -1. So no strategy roll will be needed. 3-1, and that's a single off of Gullett by Evans. Lemon will have to stop at second base since he only runs at a 2. So first and second, and only 1 out. And I guess it looks to me, I didn't look it up, but it looks to me like Gullett more effective against the righties, and the lefties kind of get to him a little bit. I noticed that initially when I see the pitch result, a 1-19 single against a lefty batter, but out against a righty. And looking at the score sheet, Gibson's 2 for 2. He's a lefty. Evans is 2 for 2. He's a lefty. The only righty with a hit got Herndon, and that's it. He's the only one that's got a hit. So I guess the stats might bear that out. Hello, Dana. All right, Castillo now. First and second, 1 out. Gullett, 3-3 is a strikeout chance. 13 got him. So Castillo has struck out twice. Third strikeout for Gullett. 2 down. The order flips over to Lou Whitaker. 6-1, hit by a pitch, but that's way too high for that. Whitaker, 6-2, ground ball to short. That's going to end the inning. So at the end of 4, still 1-0 Tigers as they try to send this series back to Cincinnati. And even then, it's still going to be tough. They'd be down 3-2 and have to win 2 in Cincinnati. But stranger things have happened. Here's Geronimo. 6-6 for Petry is a blank. We go to Geronimo. 4-6, that's a ground ball to Trammell. 1 away. And that'll bring up Mr. Concepcion. 5-1, strikeout 5, got him. That is strikeout number 5 for Dan Petry. He is controlling the machine right now. Petry, 6-2, possible error. 6-4, that's a double to center field for Pete Rose, but that's a 10. Lemon's error rating is only a 1, so there won't be an error. But Pete Rose will double. He is 3 for 3, 2 doubles and a single. So he's certainly doing his part. Strategy roll, nothing happening. And here's Griffey. Griffey is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He's certainly due. 1-2 is a blank. We go to Griffey. 3-6. He's going to pop it up to second, and once again, Griffey comes up short. Leaves Rose at second base. Rose has been left on third, and left on second. All 3 times he's gotten on, he's been left in scoring position. All right, Gullett will face Trammell, Gibson, and Parrish, heart of the Tiger order. Oh, I didn't realize. I knew. I thought I remember hearing something about Chet Lemon dying. I just wasn't sure what month or whatever. I thought it was fairly recent, though, within a couple of months. 6-1. Gullett is a hit by pitch, but again, he's got that -10 up there, so he's not going to hit any pitch. He's not going to hit many people, I don't think. 5-3 is a ground ball to short. Trammell grounds to his counterpart Concepcion, 1 away, and here's Gibson, who is 2 for 2. 6-3 is a walk plus to the lefty, so he's going to reach base again. Gullett having trouble getting the left-handed batters out. Gibson's attempt is a 4. Cannot get the lead. He will hold for Lance Parrish. Hello, Robert. Good to see you. 5-2 is a walk chance, but 20 is too high. Go to Parrish. 5-3, fly to left. 2 down. 2 down for Larry Herndon. 2. I don't know if Parrish wants to steal or not. I mean, Gibson wants to steal or not. He would get the lead with the 2, though, because he's a 5. -1's a 4. So that'd be a 15. -2 is a 13. That'd be a 1-12. Same thing he had in the first, and he was successful. So they'll send him again. And he steals again. Second time that's happened, where he's stolen second base to get in scoring position for Herndon. Actually did it for Parrish last time, but this time he's doing it for Herndon. 1, he's not going to try to steal third. 2-6. That's a blank. He's not tired. Go to Herndon. 2-2, and that's a single past third base against a left-handed pitcher. S5 to score from second base. You have to have a 5 or better. Gibson's a 4, but with 2 outs, it becomes a 5. So Gibson will score. So they manufacture another run, playing a little small ball, and the Tigers take a 2-0 lead. Here's Garbe. 4-3. Possible error on a throw. 2-5. That's a single pass third, so no throw necessary on infield hits. There are no throws on infield hits. Herndon will stop at second. And the inning continues for Chet Lemon. And Gullett struggling a bit. 6-2 is a blank to Lemon. 3-2, and that's going to be a double to right field against the left-hander. So a double for Chet Lemon. That will score Herndon. We'll see about Garbe. Garbe runs at a 2. With 2 outs, it becomes a 3. The double went to right field. So Griffey has a +1 arm. So that's going to pump him up all the way to a 4. And a double to right, you lose 1, brings him back to a 3. So 1-3, and he will score. And he does. So a 2-run double off the bat of Chet Lemon. And all of a sudden, it's 4-0 Tigers. And Gullett may need relief. Here's Darrell Evans. Sparky's got the bullpen going. 2-6 is a blank. He's not tired. Actually, or is he tired? I take that back. He is tired. He is tired because this is batter 26. He can only face 25. So he is tired. That single is good. That's an RBI single for Evans, and that's going to be it for Gullett. He has to be pulled. I did not realize he was tired. I thought he was getting close, but I didn't think he was there yet. But he is tired. Darrell Evans base hit, and the Tigers lead it 5-0. I don't know if Brian B. wants to chime in with a relief pitcher. You got Eastwick. You got Billingham, who can pitch good relief pitching and eat some innings. He pitched well in that one relief outing the other day. Sarmiento. He seems to like Sarmiento for some reason. I don't know why, but he does, because in the other game, he likes Sarmiento a lot. In the game of the week on Season Ticket, he likes Sarmiento. So we're back to Sarmiento. Gullett just seemed to lose it there at the end. So with 2 outs, Marty Castillo, the 8th man to bat in the inning, going to step to the plate. 6-3, that's a strikeout chance. 9 got him. So Castillo has struck out all 3 times. He's got the hat trick already. But a 4-score Abraham Lincoln inning for the Tigers, and they lead it 5-0. But the way the Reds offense can hit at any moment, this game is definitely not over by any stretch. Although the Tigers are trying to make sure the Reds don't celebrate on their home turf the way they did in 75 and 76. The Reds won both their World Series on the road. They did not celebrate at home. They won both games on the road, so it's kind of, I guess, unfortunate for them they didn't get to celebrate it in Riverfront Stadium. But the one time they had a chance to celebrate at home, they lost to the A's. Oh, there you go, Brian. That's a good thing. That's because the other channel only has 1 video per day, so the other part would be impossible. All right, here's Petry to Morgan, 2-5. That's a pitcher result, 1-9, but that's a 16, so it's a blank. Morgan, 4-6, single to right field. So Joe Morgan is aboard. His attempt is a 7. That's a 3. We can send him 17, but he's a -4. And Parrish is a -2, so it's a -6. That drops into an 11. So I think down 5-0. Unless Brian B., you want to be ambitious, I don't think we want to send him. It would be a 1-11 to steal second base when he got the -4 hold there and the -1 from Parrish. Down 5-0. I don't know that you want to steal him or not. Yeah, I didn't think so. All right, here's Perez. 2-5, and that's a pitcher result again. 1-6 is a single, but that's a blank also. Go to Perez. 5-6. That's a star 6. Fly ball to center field. 1 away. So good to see all you fine folks here on a Saturday night. At least there's a few people here that prefer watching a game to, I'm not sure what I'd call it, aimless chit chat, put it that way. Petry, 1-2. That's a blank. Go to Dreesen. 3-1 pops it up to second. 2 down for George Foster. That's on the havoc. 6-6 is a blank. We go to Foster. 3-2, and that's a star 4 ground ball to first. That's going to end the inning. So Petry has tossed 6 shutout frames at the Reds. And that will send up the top of the order. Lou Whitaker, who's the only player for Detroit not to bat in the 5th inning. 6-6 is a blank. We go to Whitaker. 6-5. That's a ground ball to short. 1 away. That will send up Trammell. 5-3. That is a blank again. 5-3. It's a ground ball to short. Don't worry, when this game is over, if you want to listen to the mindless dribble, it'll still be on for another hour after this, I'm sure, given past history. 5-6, blank for a wild pitch. Here's Gibson. 5-1, star 1, fly to left. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Reds, or go the Tigers rather. We go to the 7th. It's still 5-0. Favor of the Tigers. Petry's fatigue. He can face 28 batters. He has faced 24 at the moment. So he's probably good for at least this inning. We'll see what happens the rest of the way. Here's Johnny B. Bench. 6-2 is a possible error. 4-3. That's a ground ball to third. That's a 17. Castillo's only an 11. So there's no error there. And Bench will ground out. Here's Geronimo. 3-5. That's a strikeout chance, and he's out of there. That is strikeout number 6 for Petry. He has just been in control the entire game. Reds just get a few guys on, but can't get them across. They can't quite push them past the threshold. 3-5 is another strikeout chance, but that's too high. Concepcion will swing it. 2-5, that's a pop to short. That's going to do it. So nothing going on there. We go to the bottom of the 7th, still 5-0. Sarmiento has only faced 4 batters. He can face 8, so he's definitely in good shape. Petry can face 1 more before he tires. So Sparky, the Tiger version of Sparky, might have the bullpen going here very shortly. We shall see. But it's the 7th inning stretch, and that means take me out to the ball game. So stand and stretch, if you will. And I will probably do the same. All right, just a truncated version tonight for that. And we will move on to the bottom of the 7th. Lance Parrish, I almost called him Larry Parrish, but Lance Parrish will do the leading off here against Sarmiento. That's a 1-3, and that's a strikeout chance. 17, though, is too high. No strikeout there. Go to Parrish, 4-5. Star 4, fly to center. Geronimo will handle it. One away, and here's Larry Herndon. 4-5 for Sarmiento. Another strikeout chance. 8 this time got him. 2 down for the DH, Barbaro Garbe. 1-1, strikeout 2, got him. So Sarmiento doing well in relief. He is the man so far. He's kept the Tigers at bay for 2 innings, 2 1/3 innings actually, of shutout relief. He has now faced 7 batters, so he might be fatiguing in the 8th inning. We shall see. Tigers will make some defensive replacements here in the top of the 8th inning. Tom Brookins will come in and play third base. He is a much better defender. He's a 5 with a 7. Better than the 2 and 11. That's for sure. So the Detroit version of Sparky is going for the defense. So Brookins will come in there and he'll stay in and bat in the number 9 position. I could have done a double switch here. I think you can do double switches without pitchers. Yeah, I know you can. I could have put Brookins over here because I'm going to take Herndon out too. So I probably should have done that, but that's all right. No sense going crazy. But we'll have a defensive replacement. Rupert Jones will come in for Larry Herndon. Jones is a 5-0-0 instead of a 2-3+2. So Rupert Jones will be in. And they'll keep their same batting order. So Jones probably won't bat. It'll be Lemon, Evans, and Brookins in the bottom of the 8th for the Tigers. Bullpen activity for Detroit. Let's see who they might want to bring up here. They're actually going to pull Dan Petry. Now, you know what? They're going to start Petry out. They'll pull him mid-inning if they need to. If he gets somebody on base and gets in trouble, they'll pull him. But former Red, Doug Bayer, is loosening in the bullpen, just in case. Pete Rose will lead things off. He is 3 for 3 against Petry. Yeah, I don't get this whole NASCAR, playing the game in NASCAR or playing the Field of Dreams game up in Iowa or whatever. Just play the damn game in your regular field and forget about it. Quit trying to reinvent the wheel. Just play baseball, will you? Your real fans will appreciate it. You're not going to gain any new fans playing in NASCAR. You're not going to gain any NASCAR fans or anything, so just quit being idiots. Petry to Rose, 1-4 is a blank. That's your public service announcement from Baseball Demos. 1-1, that's a fly to left. 1 away, first time he's retired Rose. Now he is tired because that is 28 batters faced. So if he gets a parentheses roll, he will have to come out. 1-4 is a blank. We go to Griffey. They might try to get 8 innings out of him. Shall see. 3-2 is a fly to right. That's 2 down. Here's little Joe Morgan. 1-2 is a blank. 1-5, and that is a star 1. Ground ball to Whitaker. And it's going to be 5-0 going to the bottom of the 8th. I agree, Dr. D. I don't know about losing their job, but they ought to be reprimanded one way or the other. So we're going to cap Petry at 8 innings. No sense wearing him out. Let's see how many hits he gave up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits he gave up. More importantly, no runs. I don't believe he walked a single batter. That was a big success as well, not walking guys. And he struck out 6. So obviously Petry is the Tigers, assuming they hang on to win the game, he will be the player of the game, no question about it. All right, bottom of the 8th we go. It'll be Lemon, Evans, and Brookins due up. Sarmiento has a little bit left in him. Brian B., if you want to bring in somebody for Sarmiento once he hits his fatigue, let me know. Chuck, you want me to start with Lopez instead of Bear? Okay, we can do that. Senor Smoke loosening in the bullpen. I aim to please. If I got fans of certain teams in there, I'll let them do the managing. All right, so Lemon facing Sarmiento. 3-4, and that's a blank. Go to Lemon. 1-2. That's a power result to right. It goes to 15. That's a 2. It'll be a single to right field. Or Chet Lemon. Strategy rolls are off, so no worry about strategy rolls. Okay, so if he gets on second, well, right now he is tired because that was batter number 8. So he'll be tired going forward. If he hits the parentheses, he has to come out. But if he gets somebody on second base, I'll automatically pull him whether he gets the fatigue or not. Here's Darrell Evans. 1-2, possible error on a ground ball. 5-5, that's a star. 3, fly to left, so no error there. 1 away. And now Tom Brookins gets his first at bat of the game since coming in as a defensive replacement. 5-2 is a ballpark. It's the first time I've been at Tiger Stadium all game. First stadium check of the game. Took 8 innings to do it. I don't know if anybody's ever had an inside pitch game where you never went to the stadium car, but this is the first time, and we're in the bottom of the 8th, so that's kind of wild. 4-4, it's a ground ball to second. Possible double play. Brookins is a 1, but he's a -1 for a 0. Halfway brings it back to a 1. The pivot at short, though, Concepcion is a +1, so that makes it a 2. So 1-2, we got a double play. We do not. It's a 3. So they'll get the force on Lemon. That will go 4-6, fielder's choice. So 2 down, and flips the order over to Whitaker. 2 down, runner at first in Brookins. Sarmiento, 4-5, and that is an automatic out against the left-hander, so he's going to get through the inning. And that automatic out is a fly to left to end the inning. So that's going to do it for Sarmiento. But he did what he was supposed to do. He went 3 1/3 shutout innings and kept his team in the game. His team just couldn't provide any offense. That was the problem. So Senor Smoke, Aurelio Lopez, will be coming on to face Perez, Dreesen, and Foster. I don't see any pinch hitting opportunities here. Pretty much everybody that's in the lineup now is better than what's on the bench as far as I can tell. So Tony Perez will lead it off. It's 5-0 Tigers. Game 6, I don't know if it'll be tomorrow night or not. I might try it. I guess I'll try it to try to get through this thing. So, yeah, I guess we'll do Game 6 tomorrow night around 9 o'clock. 4-3 is a hit by pitch chance. 6 - 3 is a 3. That's a 10. No hit by pitch. Perez. 3-5 is a fly to center. 1 away. And I kind of did this as an impromptu. That's why I didn't have my lineup, my benches and bullpens printed out, because I really didn't think I was going to play this game tonight. I just kind of said, what the heck, let's play. But I didn't have time to do a whole lot of other stuff. So if I do it tomorrow, I'll have more of the accoutrements set up. So here's Dreesen, 1-6, range play at the park. We go to Tiger Stadium for the second time. This time for a range play. 3-2, star 2, fly to center. We're checking the range of Lemon, which is a good thing for the Tigers because he's a 5. Only way he doesn't make this catch is if it's a 6. And he makes the catch easily. 2 flyouts to center field. And the last chance for the Reds is Foster. Hello, Colin. 3-1, strikeout plus, and that's the way it's going to end right there. Aurelio Lopez gets through a 1-2-3 ninth inning with 1 strikeout, nothing else. Nothing doing for the Reds. They are shut out 5-0 by the Tigers. Let's get the line score. I don't think there were no errors in the game. Or no, I'm sorry, there was the error around the bat on Lemon. That was the only error. Hits, let's see, 7 hits for the Reds. For the Tigers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they got 9 hits off of Gullett, and Sarmiento gave up 1 hit. So 10 hits total. So Gullett went 4 2/3, and Sarmiento went 3 1/3. So I think, Brian, I guess technically Sarmiento could come back and pitch the next game because in theory it'd be a travel day to Cincinnati. So that would be, 1 day of rest. So I'm thinking that theoretically you could come back with Sarmiento on game 6 because he would get that 1 day of rest for travel. If this was back-to-back games, calendar dates, I would have to rest him for the 3 1/3 that he went. But I'm assuming since he did all that with the travel and everything that there wouldn't be any problem with bringing him back. Let's see, Gullett gave up 5 runs. They were all earned. He walked, how many did he walk? 1, 2. He walked 2. I'm sorry, there was an error on Cincinnati too. Pete Rose made an error. I missed that. Let's fix that. Pete Rose did make an error. Almost missed that, but Pete Rose did make an error. I made an error in recording Pete Rose's error. How about that? So 2 walks for Gullett. Strikeouts 3, just 3. All right, so Gullett the loser, Petry the winner, and player of the game has to be Dan Petry for shutting out the Big Red Machine for 8 innings. Dan Petry gets the win. Well, like I said, you got plenty of bullpen arms that are rested for the Reds. You got Bourbon, McEnany, Billingham, Eastwick. They're all going to be well rested. So if you want to give Sarmiento an obligatory game off, maybe make him the last one out of the bullpen or something. I don't know. So game 6 tomorrow night, it will be Fred Norman for the Reds against Milt Wilcox for the Tigers. And if it goes to a game 7, then of course Jack Morris will come back and pitch game 7 for the Tigers. And the Reds, I believe, would go to Pat Zachary. Or they could come back with Gary Nolan. They have that option either way. May let Brian B decide that if it ever gets to 7 games. But we will move on to okay, I just wanted to see if anybody was still around. I managed to get back online. Hate when that happens, but if anybody's still around and wants to chat about whatever, let me know. I will be doing, I'll give you a heads up, I will be doing a video on Stratomatic. Not the game, not playing a game, but doing a video to discuss Stratomatic, the good, bad, and the ugly. Kind of sort of like what ID Jester and Sportsman Z did. Give the pros and cons of Stratomatic. So I'll be doing that at some point. I don't know exactly when, but I will be doing that at some point. So if anybody has any observations they'd like to make or things they would like me to opine about, let me know, and I'll make sure I include it. I have a little outline going already, so I'm pretty good on the things I want to cover. But I can always be. There's always good possibility of them leaving something out. So anything is on the table, so to speak. So you guys can let me know if you so desire to, oops, just tore my score sheet here, to have anything in particular discussed about Stratomatic that you would like me to give my thoughts on as I get the new sheet ready for Game 6. I might as well do that now. Heck, if that other channel can have mindless chatter going on, I can have mindless score sheet filling out going on. How about that? Hey, Colin, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the score sheet for game number 6, where Detroit's now the visiting team. It will be Milt Wilcox on the mound against Fred Norman. So the Tigers will pretty much have the same lineup because they're facing another lefty starter. So they're going to keep the same lineup. It will not be a rant about Stratomatic. It will be constructive positives and maybe some things I think aren't so positive about the game and the company, both. Not just the game engine, but the company itself. So I am definitely working on that. I've got the outline going. Got it mostly finished. Just want to review it, make sure I'm not leaving anything else out that I might want to include, because I want to make it complete. I don't want to do it halfway. Sure, folks out there that like Strat, there's Strat followers, Strat loyalists. Some people can't stand Strat. It's all in what you like. So if anybody wants me to specifically talk about something, I can do it, and I'll even let you know if I've already got it in my outline or not, or if not, I'll add it. It's very impromptu, but I just didn't want to leave the stream with it circles in the sand. That was a bad way to end it. So I thought it'd be a little bit better to end it this way, prepping for game number 6. Again, the Reds will have the exact same lineup that they've had every game, because that's what they did in 76. They used the same 9 in the same order every game, because the 76 Yankees and now the 84 Tigers only have right-handed starters. They do not have any left-handed starters, so there's no platooning to worry about. So they go with their main guys. Did I miss somebody? Oh, you know what? I missed Perez. I was going too fast. Oh, I like History Maker Baseball, Colin. That's a big one for me. A huge one for me. If you saw I've got several playlists of History Maker Baseball items, both fictional and Major League. I did a 1987 Atlanta Braves replay in History Maker Baseball. And I did, of course, the Buffalo Bees, where I made up the fictional announce team of Kip Scarry and Ronnie Robinson in Buffalo, doing their Buffalo Radio Network, which was a lot of fun. I also enjoyed it for the 87 Atlanta Braves replay. That was a lot of fun. That was back when I really was first starting to learn the game and appreciate the game. So I probably didn't appreciate it as much then as I do now. The somewhat genius behind the game. There's so many things that game has that other games do not. It's hard to compare it with Strat or any other game because it's kind of apples to oranges because they're just so different. So trying to compare those is a little bit unfair, I think. It's just so unique in its own way. It's hard to put a comparison on that. All right, let me finish what I was doing here. Garbe, where did I go with my lineup here? Garbe. All right, Lemon was a 5, 1, 0. Evans a 4 and a 1. So tomorrow night will be game 6 of this Sparky Bowl as we try to complete this and complete inside pitch for a while so I can move on to strat, which is my first love, and that's what I really want to get back to is full-time strat. But when I did this game 1 on payoff pitch on Fun Day Friday, it just, for whatever reason, I got encouraged, I guess, to play the whole series out. So that's what ended up happening. And so no big deal. We'll do it. Not a problem. All right, so the Tigers and the Reds are all set. I got my score sheet all set for game 6. Wilcox against Norman. I will have Cincinnati red colored dice, though, instead of having the Detroit colored dice. So I will swap up the blue ones for the red ones. That way Cincinnati gets represented with their team colors. I like to do that, as do a lot of people that play. They like to have the team colors, which is understandable, of course. Not sure what I did with my line scores. I got so many different things going on. I don't know what I did with my... I might have to print a couple extra. I don't know. Or I may just do it without that. I may just do it with... Let's see here. I did have this in my... Okay. So I do have this all ready to go for game 6. The benches and bullpens. They are all set. I'm just going to put Detroit and Cincinnati up here. I'm not going to print off another. I don't want to waste the ink in the paper just for 2 games, maybe even 1 game. So this is game 6. All right, so we will be ready for game 6 tomorrow night. Not sure if I'll do anything between now and then. If I feel up to it, I might do a strat game tomorrow morning. I haven't decided yet. I never know until I get up and see what's going on around the, see what the missus wants me to do, or if she says go ahead and do what you want to do or whatever. So have to be flexible. That's part of the deal. Got to be flexible. But if I do a strat game tomorrow night, it would be the Chicago-Cleveland game from Comiskey Park, 1987. Continuation of the 1987 replay, which is almost through the middle of May. So we're making progress. It's a long way to go, but we're making progress. Trying to get there as best we can. This would be the score sheet for that upcoming game. So I'll probably do that tomorrow morning, maybe. If I don't do it tomorrow morning, I'll do it Monday morning for sure. But if I do anything at all Sunday night, it will be this. It will be game 6. Assuming we don't have a big storm, which causes a problem. We will be doing game 6 tomorrow night. Inside pitch. Tigers and the Reds. It'll be Fred Norman, the lefty, against Milt Wilcox, the right-hander. And with it moving to Cincinnati, we will have Cincinnati red colored dice right there. So, all right. Well, that's about all from here. If you want to go join the mindless chatter on the other channel, feel free to do so. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, and might work on my Stratomatic outline a little bit more. We shall see. When I do my Stratomatic video, I'm not going to reference other games. I'm strictly talking about Stratomatic. It's going to be the good, bad, and the ugly. And I'll give my final thoughts overall on the game and where it is in my hobby as far as total game playing goes. So that's going to do it from here. Thank you all for sitting through this score sheet stuff. And sitting through the circles in the sand that came up all of a sudden. I hope the end of the game went through before the circles in the sand started. I think it did. I think I was doing the totals when the circles in the sand started. So hopefully the end of the game came through without a hitch. That's what I'm hoping for. So thank you, Colin. You have a nice night yourself. And everybody out there, if you're watching it later on, hope you're having a great evening or day wherever you are. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.